Hey guys, it's Lady Yusumi here for her second video. I enjoyed doing the first one so much I had to come back for a second and probably a third and so on. Today I want to talk a little bit about my original characters that are from my fanfiction. So if you've never read my fanfiction, this movie is probably not gonna do much good for you because you'll have no clue what I'm talking about. But for those who do read my fanfiction, you'll probably enjoy it. Little tidbits about how I feel about my own characters, or how I came to create them. So obviously we're going to start off with the one I use the most, which is Saphira. I know a lot of people wonder how to say her name. I personally say it as Saphira. Some people say it as Cephera, which is how my little text computer will say it back to me. Not crazy about the saying, but you know what? It doesn't matter. If you want to say Sephera or Saphira, the name actually comes from an anime, Magic Knight Ray Earth, and there was a place called Cephera, and I loved the name Saphira, but it sounded more like male-ish, so I kind of put an A at the end, and we got Saphira, and that was how I came up with the name. Originally, Saphira was just a drawing. She was never meant to be in a story or an original character because I used to doodle, and I'm actually just going to show you the original doodle, and that's the original doodle right there. I actually drew that at my friend's house sitting on her couch, and I was really proud of it, and I sent an email to another friend, and I was like, oh my god, look what I just drew. So I was really proud of that. And later on, when I started doing fan fiction and I needed a character, I chose that drawing to become her, pretty much. It was what I had envisioned in my head, and probably because it was fresh. The drawing was fresh, the idea was fresh, it just all kind of connected as one, which is funny because really, technically, Saphira has my hair. And that's because the drawing had my hair, because I was obsessed with pink in hair at the time, and I'm still obsessed with pink in hair. I don't know. Yeah, you guys can see that. So Saphira has my hair. I always enjoyed characters that were wholesome, that were good and kind, and just had a view of the world in a beautiful sort of way. It's the characters that I most write about. So that's what Saphira became. Now, Saphira herself, I mean, I gave her powers and things like that, but originally I wasn't really sure where to go with her. When I was at work, I was talking to a friend and kind of came up with the concept. So I was telling her about this character, and my friend sort of had a thing for Tony Stark, so I was like, we could work that, you know, we could put a character, I could write a character in for you. She can kind of be you, you know. And so that's kind of how Seraphina started. Her name wasn't going to be Seraphina at the start. I can't remember exactly what Kristen, which is the friend, what she wanted to call her. But Saphira and Seraphina, the names kind of went together. So I suggested Seraphina. She wasn't too sure on it, but eventually, it kind of grew on her, and we went with it. So I wrote in Seraphina, which gave me the perfect excuse to give her power and make it, make sense. I know there's Inhumans or mutants, which are the same thing, different companies. So, anyway, mutants. I didn't really want her to be a mutant because I feel like mutants aren't magic. I feel they're a different kind of energy, and that's just my own personal thoughts on it. I feel magic and different other energies, they're two different things. And anyone who's read Making a Difference has seen my little version of that. So I wanted Saphira to be magic, because I did plan to pair her with Loki, obviously, because I love Loki. So I wanted her to have some kind of magic ability. I wanted them to have something in common, and for me it was magic. And that's why I gave her magic. That was Seraphina's creation, and Saphira's creation, as it were. They come together as a package. There is no separating them. Seraphina was pretty much a character I did bring in after I decided to write fanfiction for Loki that was representing kind of like my friend in the fanfiction. Now, meanwhile, she's grown to the point where I've changed her so much. She's not completely the same character that me and my friend had originally talked about. But, you know, that's okay. Characters grow. And the world for Cephera and Seraphina has grown. And I'm very proud of that. So, moving on to Seraphina and Cephera's father, King Yorin. Originally, he was kind of the bad guy. He went to Earth, he killed their mother, he tried to kidnap Seraphina, he tried to kill Saphira because he thought that she was in the way and Seraphina was too attached to her. He was doing it all wrong, pretty much. That was the origin story. I was happy with it at the time. I'm not as happy with it anymore because I've become attached to King Yorin. He's the father that nobody really wants to have because they're kind of embarrassed as, you know, when something comes out of his mouth or he flirts with somebody, they're like, oh my god, Dad, I don't know him. You know, so I like his quirkiness. He's a lot like Seraphina. Well, technically Seraphina's a lot like him because it's her father. He was like it first. That's how it works. And, you know, even if they didn't grow up or around each other, they're the same. It's almost like it's in their blood to be that way. And he enjoys joking around. He's not a very serious king. Like, he can be. He knows when he needs to be serious. But for the most part, he tries to joke around. And I have a lot of readers who do enjoy him. He's a bit full of himself. You know, he's confident. His people are everything to him. He makes it a point to make sure that his people are safe. King Yorin is fun to write. I love writing him, but I need the right situation to put him in, or it just seems forced. So I do use him sparingly. You know, he understands that Seraphina is already strong, and she knows how to take care of herself, so he doesn't really worry about her too much, but in a lot of the fanfictions that I've written, he does worry about Saphira, which is why he's given her, in a few of my fanfics, Shiaji. I just got a message. Sorry. So Shiaji is this, like, kitten, like maybe, like, yay big, and he's Saphira's guardian, and he's made up of a magic soul that's inside him, but he looks like a cat, like a wild feral cat when he's big, and when he's big, like, Saphira can sit on him and ride him, and he's strong. He doesn't really have magical abilities, like he doesn't shoot rays or anything like that, but he can tear people apart, and he's strong, he's fast, you know, typical of a feral cat in the wild sort of thing. So he realizes Saphira isn't as strong as he would like. She can't really, you know, take care of herself against, say, other aliens who tend to be stronger than humans, or humanity in general. So he gave her Shiaji. I love the family. I completely love the family. I never bring in their mother. I never really, like, I do. I've mentioned her, but I've never really wrote much about her. I guess I can mention a few things about her here while I can, but their mother's name is Diana, which completely don't fit with the time frame that I have them set to have been born in, because technically it's like way back in ancient Scandinavia-ish sort of time. Pretty much Diana, I got the name because of Princess Diana. I personally love the name. I think she was a beautiful woman, and her heart was in the right place. So I love that name, and that's why I chose it. Not much is really known about Diana. I've had 2 versions of her, and she's been like the bitch mother nobody wants. She didn't give a shit about her children because Seraphina showed that she had magic powers, and that freaked her out. She just wanted them gone. She felt like they ruined her life. The other version is the one where she married, or unioned, to King Yorin, and had the twins, and grew up in Mechanova, but she still had her humanity. She grew old, she died, but she had a loving life, and her daughters remember her very lovingly. So those are the 2 versions I've had of her. I've never had her in the stories for very long, because usually she's mortal, and by the time my stories start, she's been long gone. and I don't know if I will ever change that. It's not something I've touched on, and it may be something I never touch on. So I hope you guys enjoyed me talking and rambling on about Cephera, Seraphina, and their father, King Yorin. And just a note, for those who don't remember, King Yorin is not actually Cephera's father. I probably should have said that they're twins, but they have different fathers, which is actually possible, believe it or not. There is logic behind it. I'm not going to get into the logic. Nobody needs a anatomy-ish or genetic sort of lesson here. That's not what I'm here for. So I am happy that you guys have come around to listen to me babble on about my own stuff. Eventually I will do videos for each and every one of my fanfiction to kind of talk about the process of writing it, my feelings about it, and just drabble and thoughts that maybe you'll enjoy for those who've actually read the stuff. If you guys enjoyed my video, feel free to hit like down below, and if you like, you can also subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'm glad you guys joined me for a second video, and hopefully you'll be around for the third. Have a great day, guys. Bye!